Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version to our YouTube channel. I've been drinking, don't tell. So you can check that out. My name is Vetta, and as always, I am joined by my brother Matt.
Hey, you guys.
And this month is October, so of course we're gonna do horror/Halloween themed movies.
Spooky.
Right? Ooh, spooky season.
Yeah.
So on this episode, we are doing the movie I Still See You.
Which I just want to say real quick. I know in a couple of episodes ago, I said I would quit this podcast if you picked another Bella Thorne movie, because the last one we did was pure trash. But I when you picked this movie, I had already seen it, and I was like, well, I like that movie, so it's fine. So, but going forward, if you pick any more Bella Thorne,
I picked all my movies at the beginning of the season, like before we started recording, and you said that, and I was like, oh shit, this podcast is over because there's at least more Bella Thorne
movies. No, it's fine, because this one I had seen it before, so I liked it. So it was I was like, you know what, I'm fine. You get a pass on this one, but any more, and I'm fucking done.
Alrighty. Well, I'm glad we're still doing this. So before we get started on the movie, what are you drinking?
Okay, so mine is my own little concoction, because when I pulled it up, it was like her in the water, in this blue water or whatever. So I was like, oh, I want something blue, and there was no like ghost drink. So it's just vodka. It's a lot of vodka. And just
sounds good already.
And like 2 shots of that blue curacao. So it's just that it's delicious because it's like fruity, but with vodka. But it's a lot of vodka. Like I was
gonna say, you gonna be fucked up.
Yeah, I took one sip and I was like, and I'm drunk. Okay.
One drink, you probably got drunk from the fumes of making it.
Yeah, it was, but it's delicious though. But I'm a vodka girl, so when not drinking wine.
Right. Okay. So mine is called A Drunk Ghost, and the recipe does call for one of those ghost peeps. But
oh my god, I saw this.
I went to the store and I tried to find a ghost peep, and I couldn't.
It's so, oh my god, they're selling Halloween candy and they're not selling ghost peeps right now.
That's what I said. So this has Malibu rum, vanilla vodka, coconut cream, and then I was really skeptical about this part, and then it has Sprite added to it, but I'm not gonna lie, it's tasty. I'm like, okay, no longer skeptical.
Right on. Yeah, no, I saw that drink also, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this, and then I didn't have the ingredients, and I didn't want to go out and buy it, so I was, because I'm lazy. Let's be honest.
I just happened to, I gotta sneeze.
Oh, do it. Okay. Yeah, no, it looks tasty. I'll try it if we ever do another ghost yeah,
it's
episode.
Delicious. Like I said, the adding Sprite to anything with cream in it made me go, it's actually really good. I do wish I had the little marshmallow peep, just because he looked cute, and I
right on. Yeah, and peeps are delicious,
right?
It's just a marshmallow.
Love a good marshmallow with a sugar coating.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's just marshmallow with more sugar on top. That's what it is. Okay, so did you like this movie, Vetta?
I did.
Yeah,
I had seen it before as well. And I had picked it because I actually had seen it right around the time that we had our little production meeting to pick our themes and then and everything. So it came to my mind right away because it has that ghost, and that's what I believe they are. I don't really believe that they're like, they call them remnants. I think it's rems. Yeah. I think it's remnants, more of like a ghost, and that's just the only way they only have like so much energy or time, and that's how they reproduce themselves or whatever, or they're limited to it. So anyone who hasn't seen this, the premise of this movie is there's a big giant in Chicago, a group of scientists that are trying to break through to the other side of death.
Which can I just say real quick, okay, before we get into this, that was the only part of this movie that I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Scientists aren't trying to break into the supernatural. That's not science. The supernatural, ghosts aren't real. That's not a supernatural. That's supernatural.
No.
Science is science. This is ridiculous. I was like,
science are trying to prolong our lives, not end it sooner and get to the other side. The only people that are doing that are people who are on like the Discovery Channel or TLC with a reality.
Yeah, these people were just like spending way too much money to be, mediums. And I was like, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. All right, continue with the plot. Dun, dun, dun.
So this group is trying to connect it with the afterlife or ghosts or whatever. And whatever this big machine is, they make it has almost like a nuclear blast radius type situation. Almost like, I mean, when you look at when they show it from like above or whatever, it kind of looks very similar to like Chernobyl.
Right. Yeah.
And
it was cool though.
Yeah. But the thing is what it did afterwards is whether you died, because that's the thing that didn't make sense to me, whether you died in like the 1950s.
Right.
Or at the time that this happened.
Yeah, the event.
Or after the event.
Yeah, you just like
left like a small
remnant
trace of yourself. So like in this movie, Bella Thorne's character's father worked in downtown Chicago and he was on his way to work. He every morning her and her mother have to eat breakfast with her father's ghost.
Right.
And he makes it like, I don't remember what'd she say, 15 minutes or something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Disappears.
Yeah, they all the remnants show up for like a short period of time and then they disappear like, like a smoke monster.
Right. And so the big thing for Bella Thorne's character, and I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on her name for some reason.
It was V. It started with a V because they didn't call her name. They called her Ronnie, but that's not her name. It's
I do remember
it's Veronica.
Thank you. And then the other main character's name is Kirk.
Ooh, yes, Kirk. I totally was gonna call him Jack because I don't remember his name, but yeah, now that you say it, I'm like, yeah, it's Kirk.
And then the teacher is
Dirk is his name, isn't it? Dirt McDonald or whatever his name is. Dermot McDonald. I like him. Or Maloney.
August.
Yes, well, yes, Augie.
Well, because he's her teacher, and I don't remember.
But I'm bad with names.
Anyways,
I remember Ronnie because I was like, ew, what a horrible nickname.
Yeah, and this event takes place when Ronnie's in like kindergarten, so she's like 6 years old.
Yes.
And now here she is at like a 16-year-old high schooler.
Yeah, because isn't it 12 years after the event?
Yeah. She's a senior, 18.
Yeah.
So
go ahead,
what did you think of this beginning? Because it shows her as a little girl and she sees the explosion and then she's looking out her classroom window, and then the next thing you see is her mom running with her, and then it shows her like showering. I
liked the beginning just because I thought the event was kind of cool looking and everything, but I thought it was all right. Yeah.
And now Chicago is considered a no-go zone.
Yeah, it's a no-go zone, which I was like, that's kind of like when they do go to the no-go zone. I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, man, I'd go to the no-go zone all the time.
Well, you can go to Chernobyl if you want. It's called dark tourism.
I wouldn't go there. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that bullshit. But
you don't know what's going on here either.
Yeah, but let's listen. I don't believe in ghosts, so I'd just be like, let's do this thing, and they don't hurt you. Do they?
No, I'm not even talking about that, but you don't know what chemicals or what other things.
That is true. That is true. So, can I just say that I thought this was a pretty good premise for a movie? Like these little ghosties are walking around, and you're just running over old ladies, but right before they disappear, kind of thing with your bike.
Could you imagine if you'd never been in that town before and you slam on your brakes?
Yeah, and then I also was wondering, like, how far out do these little ghosties go into the country / the world? Do they only
really say that because they live in a suburb of Chicago.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember. The town is only mentioned like once or twice.
Yeah, it's like, like hay weather or something like that. I don't remember either. But okay, so I'm kind of fast forwarding like a lot, but I love
I was just gonna say before you fast forward. So right after that, she's in school and she's interacting with the teacher, and the teacher's talking about how nothing changes. this is the once a rem appears, that's the way it will always appear. No new ones appear,
right,
all this other stuff. And she points next to her and goes, well, what about her? And the entire class turns, and there's a brand new
one,
like playing He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not with the flower. And there's another kid, Kirk, in her class who's obsessed with remnants. And the reason he's obsessed with them is because his father died in the event, but he can't find his father's rem.
Which we find out he's been there the whole time, you know?
The whole time.
The whole time.
He's been looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, the wrong place.
Okay, so fast forward. Where
I wanted to talk about how her speech about her dad and how she blamed herself. And like, I have to be honest with you, this was the only part of the movie that I didn't like, because I was like, oh, boo-hoo, Bella Thorne killed her father and everything. Because she was a 6-year-old. Well, I mean, like, listen, I'll be honest with you, it kind of was her fault. She was being an asshole, and then he was late for work, which I just want to tell you right now.
And missed the train.
And why
does she think because he would have been on the train, he would have survived? Yeah,
that's what I was like. Wouldn't it be going towards Chicago? So I'm like, but I don't know how all the trains work in that area. So
I don't either. So I'm super confused on that.
Yeah, me too, because I'm like, wouldn't he be, because here's the thing, if he was going to Chicago, I'm assuming he was going to Chicago, but if he was going to Chicago and he was going to be on time for work, wouldn't he have been in Chicago when the thing happened? So he would have died.
So my brain just connected it. He was missing the train. The train would have made other stops on the way. And maybe she's like, he would have been stuck outside of Chicago at one of those other stops rather than stuck in downtown Chicago traffic. Maybe by driving, he would have got there sooner, but it was cheaper to ride the train because parking in Chicago is batshit crazy.
Right on. Yeah. I do not like going to Chicago. Ew, gross. Okay. So, and the whole time she's like, I was the reason he died. I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here. This is annoying. I was like, boo. I was like, you killed your father. Big whoop. Okay. So
we find out. Go ahead.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a murder mystery kind of movie.
It's totally.
Yeah. So did you by any way, because I love murder mysteries, but I'm so bad at them, especially when they're like this movie and there's like when the movie doesn't give you any hint of or any clues to where you can guess who it is, I'm all like, I'm out. Because I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. And I have examples of this, but I don't want to get into it because anyways. So the whole time I'm all like, what's going on here? This murderer is like a ghost and he's like gonna ghost kill her. I'm like, this is confusing. But at the same time, I was like, oh, he killed that teacher or that principal. So I was like, Daddy's down with the ghost killer. So did you get what was going on like right off the bat, or when did you?
I didn't with the ghost that's appearing in her bathroom. I thought maybe it was going to be one of those weird things like she was.
I talk about how do you? Yeah,
from
go ahead.
Sixth Sense, and she could interact with the REMs. I thought it might end up being some of that. Now I never believed that the teacher's daughter was alive.
Oh, no, I did right off the bat. Yeah.
Because wouldn't she have gone to school with the rest of them? Wouldn't they know who she is?
Private schooling. He's a teacher.
Wouldn't he have mentioned her?
Did you see that? Listen, he's got money. Did you see that house?
He's not a fucking teacher. He's a creepy ass scientist.
Yeah, he is. A question though. With the daughter though, as soon as like she was also like with her headphones, she's like, I was like, what a bitch. I was like, what a bitchy teenager.
See, and that's where I figured it out, because I was like, she would have had some smart ass comment. She wouldn't have just taken out her headphones. She'd have just been, there would have been a sigh with it or something. It just wouldn't have been silent.
Right on. Also, Brian, the murderer guy, he can stalk me any day. You know what I'm saying? Hottie patati.
Right? I was like, why weren't these girls wanting to date him?
Exactly. That's what I was all like. I was all like, the one pastor lady was all like, he stalked my daughter, and then finally she went with him. I'm like, yeah, I would have went with him day one. He wouldn't. I'm like, come on, stop
it. And he clearly wasn't stalking. He had figured out what the teacher was doing and was trying to save all of these girls.
Right.
And the teacher ends up killing him.
Yeah.
So Yeah,
And
my whole thing is we learn quickly that August is killing these girls, thinking that if he kills them in the right place, time, he can bring his daughter back
right, yeah, because they have to be born on the same day.
and die at the same time that she died.
Yeah, which I just want to say that way of thinking was just as dumb as the thinking from the scientists at the beginning. I was like, this is
Oh,
so
what a coincidence. He's one of the
yeah,
scientists
yeah,
from
he's
the
one of the scientists. Yeah.
beginning. So my thing is what did you think about when Ronnie and Kirk sneak through the no-go zone to see the Remnant reenacted murder of one of the girls that had been killed in the past
Right.
by this teacher slash scientist?
Right. I thought that the no-go zone was really cool. Like I was all like, I would want to go there and see all these like dead folk, but not if they can get physical, because like Kirk's dad got physical at one point in time. But I also I the little thugs, I thought it was very clever when those thug guys showed up and they went to like stab them with the knives and everything, and they pretended to be remnants, you know. I thought that was pretty clever of them. I was like, look at you, I would have just ran and been like, try to chase me, fucker. Yeah,
shit.
exactly. I would have just ran into that big group of rems and just like, you know, ducked and everything. Tuck and roll, bitch. But I thought also, and then I love how the one guy was like selling tickets to it, and I'm all like, I don't think I would buy a ticket. I just like, I'm going in here, fucker. I'll call
The
the thugs
homeless
over.
looking guy.
Yeah, I'll call the thugs, dude. Don't think I won't do it. They have a knife and everything. But
I was more impressed on how many people were there.
But that's the thing. I was like, who would pay to watch a murder
Apparently,
you?
a lot.
I would
people.
not pay. I would, even if it was like a like in this situation.
What was it, like $10 a person?
Yeah, I would not want to see that. I'd be like, no, thank you. I don't want to see it at all.
I wouldn't want to see it either, but apparently we are the odd men out because there looked like there was probably 50 plus people there.
There was so many people there. It was ridiculous. Like I was like, that's sad. What does that say about us as a race?
Right. Well, my whole thing is, first of all, you don't know. That's a bunch of people that could walk out of the no zone and have cancer, or that's a lot of people that are just disgusting sociopaths that are watching someone die.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like it, but you know, what are you gonna do? But they needed to watch it for the clues and to find that scientist guy who was, you know, there the whole time.
The whole time. And wanted to kill Ronnie because when was Ronnie's birthday? The same as his daughter's.
Right. Yeah. It was just so weird. I was like, okay, well, this is fun, I guess. I also, you know, okay, so Augie, Dermot, Maloney, he is the bad guy. He's the baddie. Yes. And we forgot.
He does a really good job of playing a bad guy or a love interest. He
is
very,
for sure.
very
I love him. Yeah, he's great. Okay, so real quick, we forgot to mention, not that we forgot to mention, but every house has a little room in it, like a Heidi room. What is that called? A safe room. Yeah, panic room. I was watching that. Our brother would love that shit. But okay, I love how they all had panic rooms, and I was like, I'm like, well, what's that gonna do? Would that save you from another event?
They don't know that because the company that those scientists worked for never came out and said that it was because of their experiment. Because remember the whole thing, they say no one knows what caused the event.
Right. No, I don't remember that, but I mean, so kind of.
I think they all made rooms to be safe.
Mm-hmm. But I like
it happened again.
Right on. No, that makes sense. It's like in, what was it, in the when the Cold War was going on and everybody's like, get under your desk and you won't die from a nuclear explosion. It's like
or a tornado.
Yeah, or yeah, I'm like, I don't think you know how this works.
Like, science says we're not saving shit except maybe laying down there to kiss our asses goodbye.
Exactly. All I have to say is anything goes down, I am not staying where I'm at. I am running no matter. I want to do what Brian said. I'm going to run as fast as possible. Okay, so I had a point about Dermot Maloney's character, but I can't remember now. So
Did you think at first that he was hitting on her, and were you like
There
creeped out,
was
like this is gonna be a teacher student
there
thing?
was very much that vibe going on. I was like, is he? I was like, I think they're gonna
Yep, I was too. I
fuck.
was like, oh, please don't make this that kind of creepy movie. We have enough of
Yeah.
that in real life. I don't need it in my entertainment too.
Yeah, I did like how I don't know. I did like how um the Brian character kept trying to warn her, and like during the basketball game when he like popped up out of nowhere and he's like, hey, shit's gonna go down, and she's just like, like a big dummy walking out in the middle of the court, and I'm like, oh, people are pissed now, they're mad at her. And then like that principal falls through the roof, which I just have to say, if somebody texts me and was like, hey, meet me on the roof, I'd be like, no thank
Nope.
you. I'm not meeting you anywhere where there's not people. I need people present, please, thank you.
And
um
I have a fear of falling. So you want me to meet you somewhere high where I could fall? No, sir. No.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I did think it was very clever on the teacher, his idea to get her mom out of the town by giving her a job interview. I was like, oh, that's some shady shit. Like, how crappy would that be if you're like, hey, I'm going in for a job interview, and they're like, we didn't call you, and you're
Like
like,
her
wait, what?
mom.
Yeah,
Did
like her
you
mom
not
being,
have like what's it called? Secondhand embarrassment for her?
oh,
Like
I
I
for
did.
sure. They're like, when that guy popped up and he's like, we didn't call you. I was like, oh, this is mean. He's evil now. He's
Yeah.
pure evil. Like killing those other girls, that was just not nice, but this is pure evil. Like
Yeah.
the embarrassment she must have felt.
Yeah. The
Um,
chances of me having secondhand emotions for a movie are very slim, but that one I totally had secondhand embarrassment. I was like, oh my God,
yeah,
that is really sad.
it
I'm
was
so
pretty sad. Yeah.
sorry that he did that to you because she
Yeah.
was so excited.
She was too. And I was
Oh,
happy for her. I was like, yay, you're getting a
yeah.
job.
'Cause
Woo.
she was all
But
like,
no.
they had already used the dad's life insurance,
Hmm.
and they didn't, what they say, they didn't get the full life insurance because it wasn't considered a natural event or something like that. I don't remember what the rules were, but insurance companies being insurance company, they were being shady as fuck.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do wonder how much they got. Yeah,
I don't
probably
know.
probably not that much.
Insurance companies be as little as like 50,000 up to millions.
Yeah, that's so. I don't know. I mean, I think I have a good policy, but I don't know and
I
everything.
have
But okay,
two. I have one to cover my funeral and then one to give the family a little something something.
nice. Okay, so I wanted to talk again. I mentioned it. I wrote it down, but I want to talk about her dream of. So Brian shows up at like her window or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's in this like, and she's in the water, right? And
Yeah.
she sees the girl. I can't remember her name.
I don't remember any of the
And then
girls'
it
names.
gets all weird and she wakes up and everything. But then flash forward to the night of this the killing, and she ends up, okay, so she runs away from August, the teacher, and he takes Kirk and puts him in a hole and buries him or whatnot, but not very good, by the way. It was like not even 6 feet under and everything. And then they like, so she escapes from, okay, so they line the room up with, I have to be honest with you, I don't remember what was the reason of lining up that room with that paper mache or whatever it
So
was.
no, it was like those burn blankets that
Oh, okay.
they put around burn victims right after it
Mm-hmm.
happens, because it's something about the flash of the light with the black light. Like it's explained to him by that one kid that teaches them how to take
Oh
pictures
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
remnants.
yeah. I
So they
remember now.
make that entire room like able to be like remnant free because they do it the opposite way.
Which, by the way, when by the okay, rewind. When they were taking pictures of Brian in the bathroom, I was just like, if it was me, I'd be like, hey, Brian, can you like turn a little bit? I'm not getting like the best angle here. And then when he turned around, he got all gross face, like when his face started to
I'd be
like
like, turn back,
decompose.
go.
Yeah, I was like, Brian, ew, can you go back to hot Brian, not
Right.
gross Brian? And then
The other
he like
side's your good side. I'm sorry, I was
exactly,
wrong.
and then he like attacked them, like he came at them, and then the bulb exploded out. I'd be like, Brian, can you come back and clean up your mess? You're a fucking dickhole, okay? So okay, so then she escapes from him because she gets a clue. She's like, shit's going down. I don't like what's going on here. And she goes off to the lake because her and her dad, they ice skated and stuff
Yep.
because she remembered that. And I liked how she falls through the ice, right, with the teacher.
Mhm.
And then I love how Brian and his little girlfriend show up
In the water.
and in the water, and they're helping out. Like I'm all like, what's going, is this a thing now? Like ghosts are
That's why I
helping
say
out?
they're ghosts, not just what did they call them? Like
Yeah, I don't remember all the details.
traces,
Yeah.
or I can't remember exactly how they explained it. But yeah, that's why I say they've got to be like some kind of like ghost. They can't just be like this little, trace that you left that repeats over and over, because they're helping out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was all like, yeah, that's the part that I was just like a little bit like, I don't know how I feel about these ghosts helping out. But one of them like drags him and then the other one helps him out, helps her out. And I love how she gets to the top and she can't get out of the water still. And I'm like, that's so real, because I'm all like, yeah, she's dead. She's gonna die now and everything. And then Kirk shows up because Kirk's dad dug him out of that grave and he helped
Again,
him out.
another one why I say they're ghosts.
Exactly. And like later on you find out that the dad, she had been passing him every day on her way to
In the
school, and
junkyard.
in the junkyard, yeah. And then but then Kirk showed up and I was just like, I don't know how I feel about these ghosties helping, like physically being
And
physical
at
and
one
everything.
point, I should say, not only does Kurt's dad help, her dad helps too, because the
Oh
newspaper
yeah, the
that he's
newspaper
reading changes, the date changes on it from the one
and
he
the
was actually
stories,
reading.
yeah.
Yeah, and the stories and stuff. So even though he's only able to reproduce himself every morning, he's able to change the newspaper. And it's actually Kirk that notices.
Right. And here's a question for you, because the paper changed and everything. I'm like, is there like a ghost paper store that he goes to? And he's like, I need August 31st, you guys, and everything. Because I'm all like, how would he know that that was in the paper, that specific story?
Maybe that's why he could only redo that moment, because it took up so much of his energy to produce that newspaper.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see a sequel to this, but on the other side with the ghosties, because I feel like there's a whole parallel universe that we're like, they're like, do we die? And they're like, no, we didn't die, you guys. We're like in this other universe. Like,
And they're like, you're the ones that are dead.
yeah, they're dead. And they're like, that would be so good. Like, and then the dad's like, I'm not dead, you guys. Like something happened and everything. Like, that'd be so good.
That would be really great. And he was like, this is the only time you get
yeah,
to see me, because that's when
exactly.
I have the most energy in the morning, or that's the, whatever. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, see, I think Lionsgate, call us. We have ideas.
Right?
We have
I would
ideas.
totally be into a sequel on
Exactly.
like
And
I
pay
said, the
us in
dark
alcohol.
tourism of going in and
Yeah,
interacting with
yeah,
the
and
ghosts in
we will,
Chicago.
yeah, me and you will write it. Pay us in alcohol. We're cheap, you know. I mean,
Sponsorships and alcohol, we are
yeah,
all
we are
for.
all about it. Exactly.
Will
Yeah.
work for alcohol.
We will, and everything. Your script might have some
And maybe
typos
some tacos.
and some taco. Yeah, yeah. Taco Bell and alcohol. Like, but and then your script will have some typos,
It's
but
what
it will be
proofreaders are for, and
exactly, but
editors.
it will be fun. Okay.
And we'll also give you notes on who should play what roles, because
Yeah.
sometimes we're very adamant that you can't just throw Betsy from the gas station into this role.
Exactly. Okay, so I feel like okay, so then the end, so he dies or whatever, but I feel like the ending wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Like it wasn't bad, but I was just like, I don't know about you, but I was looking for more with the ending. Were you looking
Yeah,
for anything else? Like, because I'm
I
just
was
like, go ahead.
totally. No, I was just gonna say I was totally looking for more.
Yeah, because I feel like they like, I mean, obviously there was just this whole murder mystery thing, but I was just like the whole time I'm just like, I'm like, I liked it, but at the same time I was just when the ending came, I was kind of like wah wah wah, like, oh, she's like explaining her life, and she's like, now I have Kirk and everything, and I'm like, yeah, you do. I'm like, he's not as hot as Brian, but whatever, it's fine.
But I'm kind of one of those people that like, you discovered that the teacher was the one doing all this. Did you give these families closure? Did you give Brian's family closure that he
Right.
didn't kill all these girls?
Right.
Did anything happen to the remnants of the girls involved? Like, is that girl that was murdered, is she still living through that, or did she stop because now she's been avenged?
Right. Oh, I totally agree with that. I totally agree.
So
Yeah,
I
because
do wish there was a little bit more at the ending, but I also go, if you did a second one and could just do a quick little synopsis of the first one of the what happened and then switch over to the other side and maybe start with one of the victims and be like, ooh, the victim that we watched be killed over and over. Maybe if it started with her on the other side saying, I finally got to come to this life and live this life. I was dead. Now I'm not, or whatever.
Yeah, I really feel like a sequel is needed. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
I would watch it for sure.
just like there's and even if it's not like we had mentioned with the parallel universe, even if it was just Bella Thorne and that kid, and they're just like figuring out more mysteries with these ghosties.
Maybe
That'd be
they
fun.
write a book, or maybe they travel the country and help people wrap up other ghosts' lives in a positive way. Ooh, they become mediums or
like you say. And it was then I realized that John was looking for more. Thank you. Like that'd be so good. And now, all right, Lionsgate called us. We're here.
Right?
We're available. We're available. Yeah, I mean, like, you went to college, and I mean, I was a pretty decent student. I mean, I figured we could figure something. We could type up a little something or whatever.
For sure. I'm sure we can Google how to write a script.
Right, exactly. Hey, GBG chat or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Hey, chat. Be our
Yes.
co-writer. Call us.
Exactly. Yeah, those are my thoughts on this movie. I did like it. And I have to say, I have to say also Bella Thorne. I think that in the right project, she's good. Like this one, it's just that last movie, which was more recent. It was not good. I'm sorry. That last movie we did with her, that what was that love movie? It doesn't even matter.
Game
of Love. Yeah, it was trash. Don't watch it. Anyways,
don't watch
this movie though is good, and it's free on YouTube with ads, which are annoying. But
where did I watch it?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Sure. Yeah, you watched it on Hulu.
I don't remember. But I also go, like, she was in another movie from a few years ago, like I think it was pre-pandemic, called like Midnight Sun or something, like where she had that sun disease where
she was with
the sun.
Yeah, well, she was with the Schwarzenegger kid.
Yes.
But not the one where he fucked that hideous maid.
No, the Patrick one, the like
the cute one, and he's actually a Kennedy,
Yeah, like that one was good, but in most, she's not good in like a love story. She needs that like dark and gloomy side to it, which is why I think this, because she's had trauma, so she can connect to the dark and gloomy side of things.
Yeah, but which, by the way, can I just say right now, her wig in this movie, fucking gross. She had the bangs and then the long, and I was like, listen, I can tell that that's a wig. You guys, come on. Like, can we not hire some professional people here and get this shit looking normal?
Can't you just buy, isn't there like somewhere somebody's farming human hair? Can't you just pay the extra money and get the real human hair wig?
Right.
Shampoo it and make it look nice. I mean, don't go down to Sally's Beauty. I mean, unless you want to and grab one of those.
Right, exactly.
All right, so do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I don't. I think you should see this movie. Yeah.
I do. It was one of the better ones. And like I said, I believe they're ghosts. I don't believe they're like remnants, the leftover existence of these people. I think they're paranormal entities. Give it a watch and see what you think.
Yeah, I agree.
Otherwise, thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated and hear all of our fun facts about the movies. Participate in any polls we may throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. It totally helps smaller podcasts like us. We will also be posting this video to our YouTube channel, so you can check that out to see our lovely faces and our squinty drunk eyes.
Mine especially.
Time we don't keep them open. You can check us out there at YouTube BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Don't forget to hit that subscribed and like button. Also, we have started a Patreon. So if you love what we do and you want to help support us financially to keep this going, join us there. We do review franchises. So far, we have done the Bring It On franchise, which, trust me, I did not know there were so many. There are more than
so
you think.
Many. Yeah.
You get to meet the amazing cheer goddess.
Oh my God,
You
the
get
cheer
to
goddess.
see, oh, cheer goddess, Vivia A. Fox, come talk to us. We would do a whole episode just talking to you.
Oh my
as
God,
the cheer
yes.
goddess
Oh my
or
gosh.
about the cheer goddess.
Oh, I'm all about it.
Right? And who knew there was a Bring It On horror film, Cheer or Die.
Yeah, it's so good.
We did the Sex and the City movies. We
So good.
did the Jurassic Park movies. Who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Right.
And we have started the Scream franchise, which, amazing.
Amazing. Love them.
Love them. So if you want to hear us talk about those and drink some more, head on over to our Patreon, which the link is in the description below. Or if you just want to support us financially by donating enough money to buy us a drink once a month,
absolutely.
We're okay with that too.
We're okay with it. Yeah.
And guys, most of all, please remember to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, everybody.
Bye, you guys.